Hello YouTube and welcome back to 3 Unit as it's time to wrap up race weekend number 6 of the Cook Vanilla Cup Series and race weekend number 8 overall for the series basically because we've had a couple weeks off weeks here. If you did not watch qualifying, you would not have seen that Amy Shelley would have been on the pole for the third time this season. She'll start alongside the points leader Chris Washer. Tom Shelley and Matt Dixon make up row number 2 with Kyle Matthews and Allie Nelson row 3. Mark George, Max Anderson row number 4 with RJ Reynolds and Christopher Pierce in row number 5. Uh, Here's the rest of the starting grid as I hand it over to Steven for his thoughts and predictions.
It's the first COT race in the Coke Vanilla Cup Series history. I don't think anything's going to top the Hooters race, which was nuts. I expect yesterday Braddock and Jess start in the back, so I expect some people from the back, maybe Will Hoyt and maybe somebody else in Washington to be up there battling for the lead, and Steve Pollard's going to win.
Yes, the joke about that being that Steve Pollard has won the last 2 races that he was in, that Stephen Pollard III has joined me. Real quickly
Well,
here.
2 out of the 3 now.
Well, but Steve wasn't in the other one. So, real quick here before the
That is true.
field rolls off, Chris Washer is the points leader by 10 points over Will Hoyt, 12 back to Almarego, and here comes the command.
Drivers, start your engines!
I think that was a German accent, I don't know. Will Lewis is 4th in points, 63 back. Tim Randolph, 91 back in 5th. Steve Pollard and Muhammad Zain Abdullah are tied for 6th in points, 96 back. Seth Cole, Henry Sanford, and Bill Braddock Jr. make up the rest of the top 10. And anyone as far down as Charles Jackson in 13th could leave here as the points leader.
Yeah, Steve is going to have to qualify every race on time, so if he misses it, he's screwed.
Yeah, well, he might be locked in next week. We'll have to see. Well, actually, I think he will be locked in next week because he'll be going back to 33 next week. So, you know what? Pace car's off. And we're set to go racing here from 3 Unit. Green flag is out, and the NASCAR numbersite.org 500 is green.
And the shameless plug.
Yes, because the website that is sponsoring this is Stephen Pollard III's personal website, where he puts the data in for when was the last time a certain number ran in any one series in terms of Cup, Xfinity, and trucks.
As Matt Dixon will lead the first lap at this DOT era of the Coke Vanilla Cup Series.
Yep, and responds by going off course and contact with Shelley.
And now, worth mentioning, this is Matt Dixon.
I was going to try and get back to Mark George there. He's gone off, and caution is out as Allie Nelson and Fitzwater.
And he flipped.
Yep, and that was not what Allie Nelson needed.
Well, that's the first caution to CLT, and it was a wild one.
Yep, and not what Allie Nelson needed. She was one of the go-or-go homers, and it's not been the start she would have liked. Looks like Baranowskis has damage.
And she was...
Bill Braddock Jr.'s got damage, the 22.
Man, a crazy restart, and there's a giant white logo in the grass.
Jack James is there, and we're waiting on whoever the leader was supposed to be.
That was the what?
It was the 36. That's who we're waiting on. We had the top 2 wreck, 36 and the 19.
Oh, this is gonna go well. Oh, it worked.
Well, so as they sort that out, we'll go ahead and take a look back at what happened to bring out the yellow. And we're back. Trouble early on for Will Lewis in car 07 as William Duncan's going to get into him a little bit.
Well, that's going to make for an interesting team meeting in RCR.
Probably. Tim Randolph gets turned around. There's where Jack James gets held up a little bit. I'm wondering if he's going to get turned down to... Yep. He's going to get turned down into the pit lane.
Oh, no. Oh, no. Missed it by that much.
Now, what happened to Dylan Young?
He just spliced him. Somebody just completely went off to the dirt here.
Alger Baranowskis is going to have contact made with James Qualls, and that sends him down into Dylan Young.
I think the 46 went off.
Yeah, he did.
I see him get pushed off from the contact, but he did a great job not hitting the wall.
I wouldn't be so quick on that.
Oh, crap.
So there's Bill Braddock Jr. Well, let's take a look
On the
at
bright
this.
side, at least his teammate took the green flag this week.
So Braddock goes wide. That
And
wasn't too bad for
then
him.
he kind of somewhat saves it, and then the 2-car finishes him off.
Yeah, basically. Now,
Rose having a bad week.
up here, what happened with Nelson and Fitzwater?
Well, Fitzwater did the 40
Hello.
4 wide.
So, first off, what a job by Nelson to corral this one and not go off.
Only if this was the finish.
And then, yeah, this is what he's talking about. If this was the finish, Christopher Pierce gets kind of squeezed in here, and Nelson goes for a wild ride here, as well as Fitzwater.
Nice job with a 41 to avoid all this. Boom, there goes reality.
And the 19's going to end up on his lid. Great camera work here.
I think the 19 might be able to continue. He didn't get that much damage. He just did a tumble.
Well, we'll have to see what happens there. Either way, caution is out early and somewhat normal. At least we had a reason for the caution this time.
Yeah.
Let's go back to restart, though. Christopher Pierce, I believe, might end up being the leader if Nelson had the pit. And we are back. Dylan Young, Will Lewis, the only retirees from that one. That's Will Lewis's first DNF of the year. He was 4th in points coming in. Dylan Young's first DNF of the year as well, 15th in points. Allie Nelson with the damage to her car is still the race leader, though. Christopher Pierce 2nd, Chris Louvier 3rd, Muhammad Zain Abdullah 4th, Amy Shelley, the pole sitter, 5th, Steve Pollard, Matt Dixon, Jessica Shelton, Kyle Matthews, and Stephen Paul III, top 10. By the way, if Amy Shelley gets another pole this season, I petition to start just nicknaming her Rocket Woman in honor of Ryan Newman. Just because.
I petitioned Charles to show the ratings at the end of the qualifying session.
The qualifying ratings for each car actually would not impact the qualifying sessions for this series.
Okay, then back to green flag anyways.
Green flag is back out. The reason I say that is because since it's a practice session, they're not getting the qualifying ratings applied.
This is true. The 36 is going to be way off the pace.
Yeah. And is off.
Nothing like
That's going to be the finishing blow.
And it blew the engine.
Oh, DeLello!
Whoa! Well, the 49's first race in season 1 did not go too well.
And Aldra Baranowskis in his debut. Mary Shelley with issues as here comes the field.
Well, okay. Charles, did we get our brakes from ARCA?
I just all of a sudden realized, oh shoot, here comes the field.
And Steve Pollard survives.
I think Stephen Paul III might end up getting the lead out of all this.
Hey, look at that. This is a great history of Ontario.
No, actually, Muhammad Zain Abdullah was the leader. Christopher Pierce is still 2nd, and then Stephen Paul III is going to inherit 3rd.
I think Mohammed was one of the winners. He won something that day.
He was a dual race winner, yeah. So we have issues here with someone's not in the right spot. Not quite sure who.
Amy Shelley retires. Half the field is dead because they ARCA break the back of the field.
Well, so with that, while they sort this out right here, I'm not quite sure what they're having to sort out. Let's go ahead and take a look back at what happened.
Well,
and we are back. So we knew Allie Nelson was going to be off the pace a little bit, and I think even she realized this was going to be more of a salvation effort, trying to just salvage what she could. Unfortunately, that didn't go so well, as puts all 4 wheels off this time. Wasn't able to quite save it. And this part, not as bad, although it's going to be the finishing blow to the car because you see the black smoke.
And then the 49 car said YOLO.
Well, I mean, Nelson's trying to get back out on track and doesn't do a very good job right out in front of the 49. We're going to show that part later, but first we're going to show Ali Nelson as she spins down the track right in front of
Man.
Baranowskis.
Well, it's something we have to still work on. Good thing we got a week off with the
And,
brakes in these
oh
cars.
my gosh. Wow. Jack
Save by
James, the 4.
Oh my boy.
And a great
Jack James
job by
went
Mary
underneath
Shelley to miss.
Amy.
By the way,
Jack James
Mark
went
George. Oh, sorry.
36. I think that's what happens in the front. The Jack James by the field.
And worth
No,
mentioning, Mark George just
George,
goes
sorry.
off and spins in the back.
The
While
4
we're-
car went underneath the 36.
Yeah. So then what happens up here, I mean, DeLello's basically committed, and this is his NRSL Coke Vanilla Cup Series debut. So
Not really. Well, the 14 hits him, and then Wilhoy, I think, avoids him.
Wilhoit gets hit from behind by William Duncan. James Qualls right there. Oh, that's why they're trying to sort it out. I think Wilhoit's going to spin across the line in front of Qualls. Tim Randolph gets a piece of it.
Randolph was in the first wreck, remember. And then here comes everybody else.
Well, that's a little bit later. Here's the leaders.
And this is the point where you say, oh, crap, where's the brakes?
As Louvier realizes that he's trying to slow down, so too is Steve Pollard. And yeah.
Oh, and Steve Pollard got damaged.
Louvier's out of the race, looks like. Amy Shelley with black smoke of death as well on her car. Chris Washer with a hell of a miss.
Man, everybody just checking up. Jeez, that was just really bad timing. He didn't clear the wreck in time.
Well, this isn't exactly the most self-cleaning of tracks either. So
yeah, this is true.
with that, let's go ahead and take you back to the restart here from 3 unit. And we are back. Alexander Rowe, Alger Baranowskis, Mary Shelley, Ali Nelson, Chris Louvier, James Qualls, and Amy Shelley, all retirees after that incident. Not good for Amy Shelley, who I believe was only 25th in owner's points for that car. Mohammed Zain Abdullah is the leader. Christopher Pearson second. Stephen Pollard third. Steve Pollard is fourth. Max Anderson, Seth Cole, Matt Dixon, Levi McIntyre, Jessica Shelton, and Delon Ebrahimian round out the top 10. William Duncan apparently lost a lap underneath the caution. RJ Reynolds is still on the pit lane, so he's a lap down.
And Kevin's triggered.
Also a lap down is the 15 of Vince Almarego. Green flag is back out. Mohammed Zain Abdullah leads us down. And 31 is off the pace.
Yep. Max Anderson having a good run. Oh, this is good.
Oh, boy.
This is not going to work.
They made it work.
And Steve Paul is going to go off the track here.
Yep.
Well, there goes the top 5 points. At least got a chase berth.
Well, depending on the wild card situation. Uh-oh.
Whoa, someone got turned.
I think that was the 40.
Nice. Man, the
the leader.
Well, nothing like those damn lap cars.
Mohammed Zain Abdullah, the race leader, has wrecked and no yellow.
No yellow. How about that? That's crazy.
Now the yellow's out.
Oh, no, not in the racing room. There's oil everywhere. Finally.
So the yellow came out late as Ozcon is... Uh-oh.
Not again. Oh, he's picking up speed. We had to turn the cameras away, kids.
Oh, shit! We tried. We actually tried to. Well, okay, the car stopped. So let's... What are you doing still out?
Well, the one car... We got a lot to uncover.
Okay, yeah, and apparently he's decided to pass the pace car for some reason, too.
Hit the pace car. No, you want him to pass the pace
car. Okay, so let's go ahead and take a look back at what happened to Zain Abdullah and the 29 of Samet Ozkan. And we're back. Here's what happened for Mohammed Zain Abdullah. Just a little bit too far up the track, and it's going to go off the course here, and just not as much grip out there on the grass as there is on the racing surface. And so we thought it was a damn lap car situation, but it turns out it wasn't. William Duncan just kind of joined him.
Yeah, and then up further ahead, something else happened.
Yeah, something happened with Samet Ozkan, and I believe it's going to involve the 8 of Cole Deaver here.
I think Elvis was not singing Jailhouse Rock with this one.
Oh, R.J. Reynolds came back on track. That's part of it.
Well, I mean, they just hooked, and then they just were like
Oh.
bopping and weaving. Whoa! The 8 car went flying.
He went through the billboard.
Charles, we got billboard damaged?
Cole Deaver's back here too. We are hearing that the blimp was actually watching this. This blimp's been very lucky over the last couple days, hasn't it?
Right through the Tim Horton sign.
And Ozkan's going to go through the crazy sign.
And the 8 car does a couple tumbles.
Yeah, and he just gets towed back, but Ozkan is going to test our liability insurance.
Well, can we safely say Elvis is dead again?
I don't know.
Well, Ozkan decides to start full throttling it, and then he must have hit something. And through all the spectators, and through more of the spectators,
and to a halt.
I think he had enough people underneath it.
Is that what you're going with?
Yeah, that's what we're going to go with here.
Now, I did see someone spinning. This was one other thing. I saw a blue car spin, I think, in the back.
Well, the white car is running his own speed under caution, so...
No, because I thought I'd seen someone was spinning on the backstretch. Maybe I was just seeing things. Oh, well.
No, the one took somebody out.
Well, with that, we'll go back to the restart. Stephen Pollard.
Charles, the one took somebody out. I don't know if we missed it.
Okay, so I did see
right
it.
There.
I did see that, okay. Thought so. Actually, it was William Duncan and Brendan Patterson.
The one car comes down the track, hits that revenge shot by Patterson. I don't know what happened earlier, not Patterson.
Well, no, that was Duncan and Patterson, which those two are actually really good buddies off the track, so I'm not quite sure what would have happened between those two.
Mohammed slammed Seth Cole under caution, so we're getting a lot of slams here.
Well, we'll have to see if that ends up rearing its ugly head later on. Either way, let's go ahead and go back to the restart. And we are back. Steve Pollard is out. Yeah, that's right, because he went... When did he go off again?
He went off after the restart.
Oh, yeah, that's right. William Duncan, Samet Ozkan, Cole Deaver, and Mohammed Zain Abdullah all out of the race. R.J. Reynolds will still get a top 30 out of this. He is 3 laps down. Stephen Pollard III is the race leader over Matt Dixon, Max Anderson, Christopher Pierce, Jessica Shelton, Kyle Matthews, Jonathan Zorline, Levi McIntyre, Delon Abrahamian, and Chris Washer. Right now, that 21 in the 7. Probably commentator's curse here, but looking good to try and move their way into the top 30.
And the 19 car is pretty fast. Watch it start trying to get his lap back.
Yeah, I'm surprised he's actually up to... Well, I was going to say, I'm surprised he's up to speed considering he has roof damage, I would think. Vince Amarego also up to speed, though, despite being a lap down.
And coming off the corner right now, getting boxed in. Whoa!
And we're good, I think, there. Shelton into second through all of that. And going for the race lead, 5 bonus points would be key for this 21 car. 32nd in the owner's points coming in as Pollard's off into the grass. Abrahamian with a save.
It's so amazed nobody went off him.
And someone did. It was Fitzwater.
Damn it, Fitzwater. And there's a lot of smoke, and Jessica's taking the lead. The 5th.
Wow.
damn lap cars.
Zachary DeLello is off onto the pit lane,
Oh,
and Kyle Matthews.
that's a huge hit. Isn't Kyle Matthews last in points?
No, that is Truck Series, and I believe I saw the caution flag waving. Yes, I did.
Yep. 44 gets his lap back. That's just going to be huge for RJ.
Gets one of 3, so he's now 2 laps down, and not to mention will gain spots from cars that fell off.
And before gets all 3 laps and wins?
You know, it wouldn't be out of the realm of possibility, would it?
No.
We're only halfway through this. So, Zachary DeLello apparently has the pit road thing going on where he's going to just stop and go every single time.
Well, that's a hell of a way to make your first series start.
Well, I think. I don't know. He is one lap down.
Well,
We'll go ahead and take a look back at what happened to bring out the yellow once again. Jessica Shelton now is the race leader. So not really needing to show too much about this one. Kyle Matthews is the reason for the caution. This is actually one of those more typical 3-unit crashes that we saw last season that would bring out the caution almost every single lap. Kyle Matthews though goes off and is going to get big time air here, and luckily hits still on the passenger door, so very cushioned impact, I guess, compared to what could have been.
He's going to need some Lowe's tools to fix up that 48.
Yep, basically. And Zachary DeLello on pit lane, and that probably was pretty close between Pierce and Shelton at the line, I would think. Just because Pierce actually got back on, got around her. But either way, like we mentioned, RJ Reynolds gets one of 3 laps back. Let's see if he can get any more back before the end of this one. Jessica Shelton is your race leader. Let's go back to the restart. And we are back. Kyle Matthews, the only retiree from this one. 24th in the points, in driver's points at least, coming in. I think that's about where they're at in owners as well. Jessica Shelton is the race leader. Vince Almerego a lap down. Christopher Pierce in second. Chris Washer third. Stephen Pollard third. Fourth. Tom Shelley in fifth. Problems for Levi McIntyre. Matt Dixon sixth. William Flickinger seventh. Zach Rogers eighth. Seth Cole ninth. And Max Anderson 10th. And the 99 with issues out of 11th place.
Damn, rough for Levi right there.
And that is 11th in the points there for Levi. That has gone to the pit lane. So, let's see what happens there. Either way, we go racing without him here. 20 laps to go in the NASCAR numbersite.org 500.
And let's see if the 44 can make him another lap here. I'm kind of curious to see.
Well, he might have a good shot of it. Almerego gets by the leaders. Passes Fitzwater, passes Shelton, and here comes Pollard. And we go a green flag lap
Still
here.
in the green. I think he's going to get it if we don't have a cop 50.
Ooh, Levi.
God, who is that?
That was Levi. RJ
Well,
Reynolds gets by the 41. We're still green, though.
It's not going to help him.
As Stephen Paul III now to the race lead. Yeah, Levi's probably going to
lose the
try.
lead, you're going to go on the grass.
Caution is out. And RJ Reynolds is going to get another one back.
Somebody done blown up.
It might have been the 40.
Well, that's not a shock.
And that's going to be another... That's going to be back-to-back races. Good runs gone by the wayside. As RJ Reynolds is now just 1 lap down.
And he's going to have a shot to restart in the front because we'll have one more double file.
You know what's funny? He set the 6th fastest lap.
Maybe he'll have a shot at the green light checker.
He set the 6th fastest lap of the race. Either way, let's go ahead and take a look back at what happened to bring out the yellow once again. And we're back. Here's what put Vince Almerego onto the pit lane. Just basically what we're going to see a lot, what we've seen a lot of today, what we are not done seeing yet either. Kind of gets forced up there a little bit, but, I mean, hey, that's a lead lap car on his inside.
These damn lap cars has been the way all weekend, but, you know, you don't know where to go.
Oh, boy.
Well, that kind of explains that, and, this is going to be...
Oh,
no. Well, this sums up the 40-team season in a nutshell.
Wow.
Well, oh no, not the pit road.
So that explains
Charles,
why it was such a big black puff of smoke.
Charles, we've seen flips. We've seen fans getting run over. We've seen an entire pit crew killed. This is just
And
a
there's
week.
Max Anderson going off in the back on that one too. You can see it right there.
Well, Max Anderson's had a rough season, so it's just getting worse for Max.
I don't think we've ever seen a car flip like that here. So that's what's going to put an end to William Flickinger's day.
I told Charles we need to retire this 40 car from the series.
Well, with that, let's go ahead and take a look back, or not take a look back. Let's go back to the restart. And Stephen Paul III is your race leader.
Woo.
And we are back. Looks like just Vince Almarego and William Flickinger out of the race. We're down to 25 cars still running. Stephen Paul III is your race leader over points leader Chris Washer, Tom Shelley, Jessica Shelton, Christopher Pierce, Henry Sanford, Jonathan Zorline, Charles Jackson, Zach Rogers, and Delon Ebrahimian, the top 10.
Hey, remember, what's his name? Tom Shelley really needs this run deep in the points. This is helping him out.
Well, we'll put it this way. He's not even 40. That car is not even in the top 45 in owners' points. So, yeah, they could definitely use a good run. Green flag's back out. Levi McIntyre trying to get a lap back. So, too, would be RJ Reynolds to try and get that third and final lap back.
The problem was he's stuck behind the slow.
Well, he got stuck behind the 49. But it may not matter because he's only got Fitzwater to get past now.
And he gets held up.
Well, but that shouldn't be too long either. As Pollard almost two wheels on the grass.
He's going to do it. Look at RJ.
Fitzwater's off.
He better get there. He did it.
Well, we're still green though.
Him and Levi will benefit from this. Levi.
We're still green.
Whoa, Levi.
No, now the caution is out.
RJ Reynolds has made up 3 laps under green.
RJ Reynolds is back on the lead lap.
And now we'll have a 3-lap shootout.
I think we will. I think this one had to have come out on the front straightaway because Zach Rogers had taken the yellow. Stephen Paul III had not. So this was something... Oh.
Whoa, Henry Sanford. Big damage.
So this was something dealing probably as a side effect of Zachary Fitzwater's wreck. And he's called it a day. So let's go ahead. Hey, you know what? That's still, I think, Zachary Fitzwater's best finish of the season so far, 23rd.
Yeah, he called it a day.
Okay, so let's go ahead and take a look back at what happened to bring out the yellow. So we're back. We're going to start this with Zachary Fitzwater's incident to try and figure out where the secondary wreck happened here. As Fitzwater going to slide off. Doesn't have the black smoke. Oh,
Henry's going to cremate the wall. Ow, big hit in the rear for Henry.
Oh!
And bam, ooh. Oh, Max Anderson.
Wow.
Well,
So not as big as the Flickinger wreck, but here's what happened. Delon Ebrahimian just kind of overcooks it here. He's got Matt Dixon to his inside as well, though, but he could have given a little bit more room there. And Henry Sanford just gets dumped.
Man, well, that was a really... Max Anderson's having a rough year. Anderson's in the 35th in points, so we really needed a good run.
Mark George could have used a good run, too. 20th in points there. And I don't think
So
we
we're
had
gonna
any...
have like 20 cars for the restart.
Probably. And Stephen Paul III is the race leader. Under 10 to go. It's going to be a single file restart as well. Let's go back to the restart. And we are back. We are set to go racing once again. Single file restart. And it's going to be 4-lap shootout here. Cars out of the race. Jack James, Mark George, Henry Sanford, Max Anderson, and Zachary Fitzwater. So it looks like Jack James made contact probably with the, I think it was either the 42 there or the 88, and we just didn't quite catch it. It was very minimal contact. RJ Reynolds on the lead lap. What can he do with 4 laps is going to be the question as well.
See how far he gets up.
That's going to be interesting to see.
Green
flag is out. Good restart there for Pollard.
All they gotta do is try to make 3 laps. I don't see it happening.
Good restart there for Pierce as well in the 41. And Washer's going to stay on track.
3 to go.
Yep, 3 laps to go. It's still Stephen Pollard the third leading. Here comes Christopher Pierce. Pollard puts a couple wheels off.
Pollard, 4 tires. That's going to be all she wrote.
Oh, he stays on track. Preston Plord now into second. 2 to go.
2 to go. All they got to do is just cross the finish line.
If they get to the white flag, we will not have a green-white checkered.
Yeah, well, the way Preston Plord's racing, we might... Oh, they say...
We're still green, I believe. No, we're not. Caution is out.
Oh, we almost made it.
And we will have a green-white checkered. As we had a spin on the pit lane.
RJ Reynolds has made it up to 13.
You realize that means he's going to be on the inside, too, for this.
And there goes that 2 o'clock sleeping.
So, with that, I'm going to need to take a picture of this real quick.
17 car shootout.
Yeah, because Patterson is on the pit lane, so I'm going to count that as he would have been out. Because there's his car. Actually, it really should be 16 because Bill Braddock Jr. So we're actually going to only have 16. We're going to have 16. Bill Braddock Jr. is going to be 17th. So it's going to be the top 16 cars will run the green-white checkered. 17th on down. Here's the bottom of the field. Those guys are going to be out. So we're not done yet. Christopher Pierce is not your winner. And we're going to re-rack him.
Can't go to bed.
So we'll be right back for the green-white checkered here. And here's what's the reason for the caution. Brennan Patterson goes a little bit wide, and Jonathan Zorline, the unsponsored Ford, going to spin Patterson around. A little bit of air.
Yeah, look.
And almost Zachary DeLello's crew was working down there.
I'm going to be hearing the BAM Racing guys through the jack.
And Bill Bragg Jr., this is what's going to put him out of the race. You see the black smoke there. So, unfortunate end to his race. So, that is what's going to end Bill Bragg Jr.'s race as well. And we'll be right back for the green-white checkered.
Yes.
And we are back. 16 drivers with a shot to win the NASCAR numbersite.org 500s. We're going overtime. 2 laps, no caution. The winner gets a spot in the All-Star race.
This is going to be crazy.
We saw a dead tie in this circumstances yesterday when we had a green-white checker before. It was a really close finish in Season 2. We're off and racing for 2 laps.
Here comes the 45 of Tom Shelley, who needs this run right here. Needs it.
He's definitely one of them that would need it. Stephen Pollard III, though, going for the race lead now.
I definitely need this, too.
They'll see the white. Here comes Zorline. Talk about a person who could use it as well. RJ Reynolds almost gets turned. What a save.
He's up in the top 5. Here comes Zorline to the dirt. Who's going to win it? Zorline.
Jonathan Zorline wins at 3 unit in an unsponsored car.
RJ Reynolds got a top 5 finish.
Yeah, that happened.
He came back from 3 laps down and finished 5th.
The official running order today, Jonathan Zorline clinches a spot in the All-Star race. I'll have to look. I'm trying to remember if or when he actually last won in the Coke Vanilla
He
Cup Series.
he won a DNQ race.
That doesn't count. Zorline wins. That may or may not have been his first career win. I do not know, at least for the Cup Series.
Levi was a lap down too.
Levi was a lap down at 1 point. Stephen Pollard the third, second. Zach Rogers third. Charles Jackson fourth. R.J. Reynolds with the comeback drive of the race, coming from 3 laps down to finish fifth. Levi McIntyre, Jessica Shelton, Tom Shelley, Christopher Pearson, Delana Brahimi in the top 10. And you know what? No one went off on that green-white checker because look at how far back Seth was. Only 1.8 back.
It's a Christmas miracle.
So Jonathan Zorline is your winner today. Steven, your final thoughts.
It was a shit show beyond proportions. Where are we going next, Charles?
Good question. Let's see. I want to say Chicagoland.
Well, we're going across the country. It is going to work at 8, so I'm going to bed. It was a fun race being on Ontario, and good win to Zorline. I'm going to miss 3 units to next season, and then, the Pollards almost made it 3 wins in a row.
Yeah, so thank you again to Ontario, Canada for hosting another race here. We'll definitely have to be back, I think. Jonathan
And plus the
Zorline.
grandstand's 100 feet back.
Yeah, if that's possible, please, yeah, by all means, that would be great. Congrats to Jonathan Zorline on the win in an unsponsored car, no less. Maybe they can bring some sponsorship next week. I don't know. Thank you for watching. Thanks, Steven, for joining me once again, like he has for so many races. Subscribe if you haven't. Leave a like if you enjoyed. And I'll see you next week from either Chicagoland or Dover, depending on which one I get to first, because I'm pretty sure Hooter Series is at Dover and the other 2 are at Chicagoland. You know what? I'll see you next time.
See ya.